this computer. Perfect. So building this business, there's a lot to take in, and I remember in my early days wondering, what should I be measuring? What should I be holding myself accountable to? And coming from my pharmaceutical background and being kind of in business management, I wanted metrics and things I could really like sink my teeth into and measure myself on a weekly basis to know, was I headed in the direction that the company quantified as growth in building our business. So we're a month and a half in. I've been training you guys on a little bit on connecting. We've talked a lot about building our networks and messaging, folding our networks in. But tonight, I want to share with you this like 5-tiered metric that the company put out that's beautiful, that's going to help you on a weekly basis measure your personal growth in the business. And it doesn't matter whether you're a consultant or you're an Isogenics millionaire. Carol Elizabeth spoke to this the other day. I loved what she said. She measures, is she making at least 1 enrollment, 5 enrollments, and 1 rank advancement a month? And if she is, then she's on par with the direction she wants to go. And it's called the Leader in Action formula. This formula was put in place because there's so many things you can look into with this business. There's so many things you can focus on. But I think that the company really pares down a couple of key categories that you want to hone in on as you're building your business to measure on a monthly basis. And if you can keep an even keel with this formula, then over time, your business is going to grow. The one category that you're going to see when you're new that falls really short is going to be the cycle column, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But that cycle column will grow in due time as you focus on the other categories. And when you do that, it will grow your cycles. So what I'm going to do, bear with me just a minute. I want to pull up the formula. Let me share my screen. So hang on, let me find you guys. Share my desktop. So we're going to talk about this, and then we're going to dive into the 30-day challenge. Okay. Can you guys see this? I can get a nod. Yep. Okay. Perfect. And I'm going to review this, and then I'm going to open up for questions, and then we're going to jump into our 30-day challenge today, and then we'll jump back into LinkedIn next week. But I wanted to focus on the 30-day challenge and leadership in action formula today. Hopefully, you guys are getting some traction with sharing your brand in LinkedIn. Okay, so this is presented by Isogenics. Those of you who are from pharma will appreciate this because in pharma, you know, in many roles in your careers, you're given metrics that you're measured on for performance to help you identify if you're on course for performance. And so what the company has put out is called the Leader in Action formula, okay? The first column we'll come back to in a minute, but this is your personal cycle growth. You can work with your upline. We can talk you through exactly where to pull these numbers. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you can monitor your cycles weekly in your back office. And there's a benchmark that's put in place. Again, I'll come back to that in a minute. Now, what you're looking at on a monthly basis beyond cycles, because in my view, cycles happen because of these other 3 categories. So you're not going to see the cycles until you see these other 3 categories grow, okay? And the first category is number of personal enrollments. And the company maxes you out at 5 per week. So in this formula, you can, or 5 total. So in this formula, over a period of a month, you can enroll in the maximum of 5 people You can enroll more than that, but the company's going to give you 5 points for 5 enrollments, and you put a 5 down here in the formula, okay? So clearly, a huge part of this business is recruitment, right? Bringing in new people, okay? The next column is personally enrolled rank advancements. So this is big. So I think about people like Mike, like you are, you've got a couple of enrollments, you've gone consultant, and Terry as well. The challenge now is we want you to personally rank advance the people in your downline. So that means the people that you've personally enrolled, it's time to teach them how to do what you've done. So you have, over a period of a couple of weeks, brought new people in the organization. You've brought in your enrollment bonuses, and it's offset the cost of your products. And you want to teach other people how to do the same thing, share with their network. It doesn't necessarily mean that every person you bring in is going to build a business. It doesn't mean they're going to be an Isogenics millionaire. We just want to show people how to pave it forward and share with their network if they've had a great experience. And a great way to do that is within just a couple of weeks of them being on the product, following up with them before their first auto ship goes out, and to share with them, to have a conversation with them and get feedback from them on their journey. And if they've had a great journey, the conversation should evolve to, well, great, I'm glad that you've really enjoyed your journey on these products. It'd be amiss if I didn't show you how you could eat these products for free. Who do you know in your life that could use more energy, would enjoy this nutrition, would age more youthfully, get an edge on their performance, or maybe interested in the income opportunity? Let me show you how to set up a wholesale account for these people so we can offset the cost of your products monthly and get thank you money from the company. So I'm sharing that with you guys because I want you to understand that it's not always about turning everyone into a business builder. Actually, the majority of your business is going to be product users who casually share. And then you occasionally get someone who's going to knock it out of the park and be interested in growing a business, okay? So this is the personally rank advancement column. So I'm constantly looking to turn my new enrollments into consultants. I'm constantly looking to turn my consultants into managers. And what you'll see is that for a consultant, you get 1 point. But if you coach your downline into going manager, you actually get 2, okay? And that's a multiplier. I'll show you that at the end. Now, the last column is number of weeks active at current rank. Now, some of you guys are really new, and so this is a new concept to you. This column and the personal cycle growth, both of these grow and advance as you increase your enrollments and you personally rank advance people in your downline, okay? So the number of weeks at an active current rank, so for instance, if you're manager, you want to stay active at once you obtain whatever your highest current rank is, the formula wants to see you at that current rank. So let's say you hit manager, then the formula wants to see that you stay at manager each week, paid as manager, okay? And if you do that, you're going to get a 1 down the column, okay? Same for director, same for executive. So if you fall out of your current rank, let's say last week you were paid as manager, but you fall out and you're not paid as manager for a week. And what that means is one of your consultants is no longer a consultant. Then you're going to get a 0 for that week. Now, as long as you have a 1 in the column at some point, you're good. You're not going to get a 0 down in the formula, right? It's critical because where people fall short, and I've seen myself do this, and my team's heard me talk about this, is I might get really focused on coaching you guys to rank advance and completely fall apart at recruitment. So I've had months where I've blown it out of the park with rank advancements with the team, but then I haven't enrolled a single person. And so I have a 0 here. Now, what happens to the formula when you have a 0 here? With the leadership in action formula, it's a multiplier. If you have a 0, your total score is 0. It doesn't matter if you cycled 50 times. It doesn't matter if I held my exec status the entire month, right? If I wasn't recruiting, I get penalized. So I'm sharing this with you guys because the reality is these last 3 columns, if you can focus on recruiting, you can focus on teaching other people how to rank, advance, and go consultant, and you can maintain and grow from your previous and current status. That in itself is going to create the back end long-term with the cycles, right? So for most people on the team, I don't want you to be so focused on cycles right now because that's the back end of our compensation plan that happens after the recruitment starts, okay? But my challenge for all of you guys, and I'm going to post this like I usually do on our Facebook page as a post, follow-up work with a link with this PDF. I challenge you guys to join me on a weekly basis and fill this formula out. And it's going to help you recognize where you are in your business. And some of you are going to see there's leaders on my team who may recruit 10 people in a month, but they have 0 rank advancements. I have people who maintain director status, but they have 0 personal enrollments. And so the point of this business is the balance. It's the balancing act. If long-term you want to see your business grow, we can't just focus in one aspect of the business, right? So again, this is a little bit advanced for some folks who are brand new, but I want you to have it in your back pocket. Now, the cool thing about the Leadership in Action formula is that those who are in the top 15, or maybe it's even the top 30 each year, get to go on the Global Top Achievers trip. No matter where your business is as far as cycles, with this formula, you can get yourself to our Top Achievers trip and be a 1-star because you've knocked it out of the park in your personal enrollments, rank advancements, and maintaining your current rank while having a steady personal cycle growth. So this is just a great resource. I know at the Run With Me thread there for a while, we were all posting our formulas on Monday mornings. It's a great report to run on Monday mornings and look at your week before. How many people did I enroll? If you have to put a 0 down, you put a 0 down. It hurts a lot more when you have to put pen to paper and actually own it. And the same with personally rank advanced. How many people on my team rank advanced? If nobody did, I have to put a 0 there. And so that's something I've really been holding myself accountable to, because in the past I've been really strong with enrollments and then sometimes falling short on the rank advancements. So it's just a really good litmus test. Okay, let me stop the share. So this formula will be posted on our Run With Me Facebook page. And again, I want to acknowledge that this is a little advanced for some folks on the line, but I think that it's a really good resource for all of you, no matter where you are, whether you're an associate, manager, or a consultant or a director, to know where you're headed. So before I transition into the 30-day challenge, do I have any initial questions about Maeva? Which Facebook page? Maeva, you know what? I need to add you to, let's see, you're on my executive page. You know what? That's right. I will post it on our executives, our future executives Facebook page. But I need to add you to my Run With Me page too, Maeva. It's like I have a larger team that I coach. This group here are newly enrolled, focused on the business, and they're kind of in boot camp for 2 or 3 months. We're about a month and a half through. So I'm glad you brought that up. So we're going to be, a lot of this content will be loaded up into the future executives page. And Jennifer says, what's the max number for the last column a month? What's the max number for the last column a month? You're talking about holding your status, Jennifer. You can take yourself off of mute.
Yes, I'm talking about one because I thought I understood something differently from you. Like I thought it was the weeks you were at like executive, but I was, which I'm not accurate, is that it would be for that first week, you held it for the first week, for the second week, so that could be 2 if you held it for the second week of the month, and that would be the third month. But I remember seeing on some of those posts as a lot bigger numbers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so each week it's added. So like if you're paid as exec, if your highest rank advance is executive, and then you hold executive for, let's say, 3 out of 4 weeks, that's 3 points tallied at the end. Sorry, my husband just locked the bulldog in my office and she's whining. And if you hold exec status for 4 weeks, then it's 4 points. So,
okay, I just wanted to double check that.
Yep.
And there's one other thing is the beginning and end, figuring out what the month split is. Like, how do they determine that? Like if the month starts Wednesday?
I use the back office reports. That's like for a whole nother call. I think that will be really helpful for everyone. But when you pull the back office reports, it shows your cycles and your benchmark based on the months. And so I use that as my standard to quantify which month it falls
into. Okay. That was that I had question marks, and I think you and I discussed that a long time ago, but I just need to make sure I know that clearly. Thank you.
Absolutely. And many of you on the line, you're not cycling a lot right now, which is totally normal. But as you recruit and as you rank advance your downline, the cycles will come, right? So I think that it's important to be familiar with this sheet now. Those are great questions, Jennifer. I wasn't aware of the whole 0 factor until a couple of months ago. I didn't realize that if there was a month that you didn't rank advance anyone, you might have recruited 15 people, but you got a 0. You got a big goose egg because you're not duplicating. So it's just a good guideline. Any other questions on the formula for now? As far as identifying your benchmark, I think that's a great one-off discussion. We don't have time for it on this call tonight. In the future, I'd be happy to even do like a little webinar on it. But I think if you reach out to your upline, when you get to the point that you're actually seeing cycles in your back office, we can coach you on where to find your cycle benchmarks. Now, so before we jump into, we're going to spend the majority of the call really on this 30-day challenge. But I wanted to get any feedback, thoughts, insight, experiences on our LinkedIn launch last week with creating your brand. Has anyone gotten super crystal clear on their LinkedIn brand or just their brand? Doesn't have to be LinkedIn. Post our call last week. And if so, I'd love for you to share. We're in an intimate group, no judging. I'd just love to hear some thoughts and insight on who you're marketing to, what your brand is, what you're thinking you're going out there for. Nobody has.
I haven't really figured everything out yet, but I'm better. I made some progress and navigating very positive. So that's important to me. I never really used LinkedIn at all. I just had a profile. So all of this is new for me. It's comfortable than Facebook, probably because it's professional people. However, because it's all new and I never really did any interaction, I'm really trying to connect with other people and like their stuff to engage them. And I notice now people are messaging more or they liked a couple of my posts. So I think I have to do it from the back end to gain support. I have to give support, and that's the taken. The only thing, like I messaged you before, I didn't put anything about being an entrepreneur or anything on my page. So I need to know how to integrate that in
Yeah.
there. So
That's a great question, Maeva. And part of that is going to depend on your comfort level of what you're putting out there. So on our first training last week on LinkedIn, I really talked a lot about direct messaging and creating a brand, but doing it within your own comfort level of not creating a risk from a current career standpoint. So it really depends on how comfortable you are with what you put on your actual page. When you go to folks like Dr. Melva, who I don't think she's on the call tonight, she's a full-time physician. And but when you go to her webpage, Dr. Melva, on LinkedIn, she's very clear about her direction as an entrepreneur, a physician, and a mom of 3. Now, she's comfortable with doing that. She's in an individual practice where she's not concerned about what her employer has to think about what she's putting out there on that platform. And she's recruiting physicians like Dr. Nicoletta, who are duplicating beautifully. We have some people who are in more strict platforms and companies, and they don't want to put necessarily that much on their page. So I'm going to leave that to you to decide, you know, as a professional, what you're comfortable with. And so I would say just look at some of the pages of some of your teammates. Herb Cepeda's even a fun one to look at, Susan Miller, Jessica Johnston, including myself. You can look at Christine Manukin, Jennifer Bartram. And you can play with it and make it your own within your comfort level.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm limbo right now. I just got a full-time professor's job at the University of Cincinnati, and it doesn't start until August. But I don't know the culture yet. I don't know. I don't think it'll be an issue, but
right.
There's some things as I'm still teaching at a college.
Well, and that's the thing also is understanding, like, within your professional network, if it's an atmosphere where people aren't really using or leveraging LinkedIn that much, then it's not a big risk, you know? I know in corporate America, especially in pharma, people are in there all the time because, like, job security is so unsecure. And I've got a lot of farm reps on my team who won't even touch Facebook and post anything for fear of having a reason to lose their job, you know? So it really is just depends on, you know, and then I have other farm reps and pharmaceutical leaders who couldn't give a flying flip about what anybody thinks, and they're putting everything out there. So it really just depends on your comfort level, you know?
Okay.
So I'll let you play with that. And just, you know, do what makes you comfortable.
But I do start connecting, so I'm glad about that. Thank you.
Awesome. And that's the key. Well, let's jump into the 30-day challenge. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the concept because some of you are really new. And then I'm going to have Jennifer, just so you know ahead of time, to give you a couple minutes. I'm going to let Jennifer actually walk you through the format. I'm just going to share with you a little bit about the concept, why we're doing it, what we're doing. And then Jennifer's going to actually walk you through day by day, kind of the flow of what we're doing. And then I want to close with questions, see what you guys are thinking. So in the last 4 years with Isogenics, as much as I lead with the business and recruited many of you for the business, there's still a huge opportunity to recruit for product. We bring in a lot of consumers who are looking for a health change, an increase in performance. They're looking for camaraderie and accountability. And so a great way to do that is through 30-day challenges. Kristen and I were talking about this earlier today. I know she's not on right now because she's at a networking meeting. But the idea of creating a 30-day challenge, part of the reason Jennifer and I put it together is just to give you guys a reason to put it out there and invite people to join. People love accountability. People love being a part of a group. They love the support. And so that's a huge part of why we put this together. And I do them a couple times a year. And it allows you guys to recruit and pour in your prospects into the page. Now, here's the deal. The 30-day challenge really is going to mirror a 30-day nutritional rebalance. It's a private Facebook page, and over the next week, which launched today, really over the next week, we are to recruit, sending out personal messages or putting things on our page, whichever you're comfortable with, or even just belly to belly, inviting people to join us. Over the next week, we want to recruit for it so that people can order their boxes. And this can include your current customers. Guys, we have a lot of current customers who've been using the products for years, but still occasionally love a 30-day reboot. And so this is just as important for them. And so in the next week, we are going to provide a lot of motivation and inspiration. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But also, I am going to do a Facebook Live on Friday within that private page to really explain and talk people through the science behind isogenics and why, no matter who you are, it's a good fit. It's going to be very similar to the 12 or 13-minute YouTube video that I've done before. And so it's important that you're connecting and reaching out with people now to see who's interested so that you can funnel them into the Facebook page now so that they can actually see the overview. Now, the thing is, if they miss it, it's no big deal because it's a Facebook Live. You can put them in next week and just tag them on the Facebook Live, and they can go back and watch it. So it's no big deal, but we're going to do a lunch and learn on Friday. So it's really just giving you a reason to reach out and ask people to jump on live. I'm going to do 5 giveaways. It's another great way to recruit people if they think that they have an opportunity to get something for free. I'm going to have a Q&A session at the end for people to ask me questions live. And the first 5 people that ask a question, I'm going to send them a shaker bottle full of products. And so what's going to go on during those 30 days? Next week, Jenny Fueller is actually going to do a Facebook Live right before everybody starts and kind of walk them through kind of like an open box video, what to expect, and do another Q&A for people who are ready to go, got their boxes. We're going to coach them through their first 30 days of inspiration, meal ideas, meal preps, and just some education around the product. And again, Jennifer Bartram is going to talk about this in a minute. But we're going to all cleanse together with different modifications, so you'll have an option of how you want to cleanse. But the bottom line is that it's a group that's doing it together, which creates accountability, and most people need accountability to keep moving. Now, the thing is, I want this to be open to all prospects, not just people who have ordered a box. And I tried to make that clear in the message I sent you guys earlier today. But what we find is some people just want to come in and take a look. They just want to see maybe the overview on Friday on what I talk about. Maybe they want to ask questions and they want to be a fly on the wall for a month. And they'll actually watch this 30-day challenge unfold, and they'll get motivated and inspired. And within those 30 days, they'll then decide that they want to join you and they want to open up a wholesale account with you. So see it as a support group for people you're enrolling, but also as a marketing tool for people who are on the fence for the next couple of weeks. Now, where you guys, many of you are going to play a critical role. Many of you have been asked to support the page through posting content on different days. And Jennifer's going to talk about that in a minute. Now, what I'm going to ask you guys to all do is one critical thing that's really motivational to anyone that's in one of these pages is to see and hear people's stories. Now, I've heard your stories. Many of you have gone on Facebook Live and you've told your 30-second story, right? And so this is where I really want to rise you guys up as leaders and give you a choice, but I really want you to contribute. I want you to go into this new page and fill it over this week, because it's a marketing, over the next week, it's a marketing page. We're funneling our prospects into the page who are saying, sure, I'm interested. I want to be a part. I want to take a look. I'm not sure whether I'm going to buy the box or not, but let me take a look. What we as leaders are going to do is our job is to fill that page with our inspirational stories. So I want you to either post a before and after photo and tell your story. And it doesn't even have to be a before and after photo. It can just be a photo of yourself smiling, happy, healthy, vibrant, but people respond to photos. So I don't want just your testimony. I want you to have a photo in there. Maybe it's you with your kids and you're happy, happier than you've been in a while. Maybe you're more active. If you've got a before and after photo, great. If you feel compelled to get in there and tell your 30-second story via Facebook Live, do it. People love raw, real, authentic testimonies. And let me tell you something. If you're recruiting and you're putting prospects into this page, they're going to pay a whole lot more attention, and they're going to be way more interested if they see your face and your story in there than strangers they've never seen before. So like Mike, I would love for Diane to get in there and share her story, whether it's a before and after, or just if she does a Facebook Live and gets uncomfortable in front of the camera, right? But it's important that we contribute because our prospects are going to be as engaged as we are. There's going to be prizes and giveaways throughout the month. So we're just going to make it a fun accountability group about health and wellness. I'm going to stop there. I want to turn it over to Jennifer because Jennifer's been running these over the year. And I think that these 30-day challenges have been a huge reason she's been hugely successful in obtaining her exec status and maintaining it because she has a huge, tight-knit culture and community of people who love these products. And she's created a camaraderie. And so she's really spearheading this. And so I want to turn it over to her and let her, over the next couple of minutes, walk you guys through the categories that are going to be unfolding on a weekly basis on this personal page or this private page. So Jennifer, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Melissa, hey guys, when I first start this out, I just want to say we can have as much fun with this and as much connection as possible. But just coming back from Phoenix, Melissa and I, the things she's talked about, I'm going to put 3 key words out there. We're vision casting throughout this whole 30 days. We're casting a vision with our stories, with our posts, with our everything. And it's all about connection and having fun and creating committed consumers. So just remember that kind of covers everything. Then to talk about the days, and Melissa already said she'd be doing some lives. We're going to post our own stories. We'll have fun with that. Days, what typically works out is Sunday. We might have some scripture or inspiration. So that's a really good post. Melissa and I have talked about where she might do a Sunday prep, like, because, get us right before that 8:30 call or 8:45, whatever we decide, that having something to prepare and remind people about that, to more engaged there for anybody who's interested. Also then on Monday, Monday's typically like a motivation, a mindset, and sometimes we're in a little last time we have, and I've thrown in some millennials. So I've got a lot of millennials on my team, and so I'm trying to get them engaged too. It's wide open. It's just the key is consistency and supporting people. Sorry, I've got company. Hey, Michael, can you guys be quiet, please? Thank you. Sorry. Anyway, then Tuesday, transformation tools. Wednesday, wellness. Picks of meals, shakes. That can be any type of wellness. So you can have like a wellness overall mindset, or you can have something else. And hold on just a second. So you guys don't hear me, my husband. Sorry about that. Okay. So Monday, like I said, motivation, millennial, math, whatever, have fun with it. And you guys don't have to remember all this. You don't have to write it down. I'm going to text it out. I'm filling in a few gaps and who's going to post, getting last minute in there. And then I'm going to put it on our future Isogenics page so that everybody knows. And then my goal is to remind everybody on Sunday that they're posting. We've got vacations and everything else coming up. So then as we progress in the week, like I said, what Melissa said about pictures, anytime we picture a story or some memorable by ourselves, that's fun. It can be a whole lot of fun anything from what's your favorite shake flavor. I've gotten like probably like 28 comments, and you build off that and you learn new shake. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything special. It can just be something that's been put on your heart, something that will well for you. And then Thursday's typically like a thankful Thursday. We've also done time management with Thursday. How you get your set up and how you make this work into your schedule. So if you guys have something that isn't fitting what I have, then go for it, and we can then create and do. We try to increase and make these 30-day challenges better every time. We see what works, we go with it, we make changes, we have fun with it. And then Saturday is kind of like everybody's busy day. So that's the day for random shares or random lives of something going on in your life that I suggest is a part of the connection and fun and happy times are a part of. Just be authentically you, be the best version of you when you feel like sharing it. The people that I'm asking, and you only need to post 4 times in this whole 30 days. So I'm hoping that works well for everybody. I'm going to share.
Hey, Jennifer, can I give like a great example would be Karam. Like, you made a post the other day where you and your daughter went to the gym together. And I just thought that was so cute. And I think that's like a great example of lifestyle. That would be like a good random Saturday share, like just lifestyle. It's just where are you in your life with being healthy and being a product of the product? It doesn't have to be anything overthought. Mm-hmm. It's just your Isogenics community, and showcasing to prospects and brand new product users how you incorporate the lifestyle in the products. Okay, sorry, Jennifer, go ahead.
Exactly. No, that is great. Anything like that is great. And don't be afraid. We'll have fun with it. But something else we did in a recent challenge is sometimes people post their favorite book and buy on Saturday. So like a book share. If you want to throw that in any time in the week, if the book fits a wellness and your day is Wednesday and you want to do that, or if it doesn't, just make it work. But the key is, even if you're not posting, is that you engage, that you like something, that you comment on something, that you're like, yay for someone, just genuinely happy and supportive for this 30 days. But yes, I'm going to send this once, like I said, I get a few, I'm waiting on a couple replies, and I'm going to go with it. But this is so much fun, and everything Melissa said about reaching out, it's huge. Remember, what I send is just a guideline. We just need to be leaders and lead by example during this, because like what Melissa said, when your people that you've invited to this group see you posting and authentically you, that's when it's so much more fun. But we made connections. I've made so many friends on our team through doing these that it's been a blast too. So that when we go to events together, then we already feel like we know each other. So anyway, we're going to have a great time with this. So
hey, Jennifer,
just be ready.
Can I throw an idea out there that maybe we need to take note of this to throw it out on Sunday to the larger team? And that is, I would love if we welcome new people to the page who've ordered their boxes. So like, I've got Marcy, I'm thinking out loud, Marcy and Dr. Bowman and his wife who just ordered their packs. And I funneled them into this page. And I'm thinking, how fun would it be to like take a screenshot of them from their Facebook profiles or whatever, post it in there, and just welcome them to the community and say, yay, Dr. Bowman just ordered his value pack. His wife is also doing a 30-day system, and they're excited to, take on this health and wellness journey. And then for you guys to just jump in and give him a lot of love and his wife a lot of love and support. It goes a long way with people when they first get started. And also for your prospects that you funneled in that haven't bought their box yet, they're going to be like, man, there's these people, they're all starting to buy their boxes. I don't want to miss out. Well, wait a minute, they're on a value pack. What is that? And like, I sensationalize the value pack too. I'll say Dr. Bowman got our best pack, our most comprehensive pack, setting them up for success. So again, it's authentic, but it's marketing too, So I'm not afraid to do that. I do want to ask, because Kristen Smith was saying earlier today that she wasn't on the page. And I wanted to ask if the invite that you posted on the Run With Me thread, if people click on that, can they add themselves to the page? Do you know?
They should at least be able to request to join. And I've been adding people all day. It should at least, I think, you never know how Facebook's going to change things, but it should put them. So I've added, I don't know how many people today. I just keep checking in periodically and just keep adding people.
Okay, let me
the
pause.
key people are,
well, just with the people on the line, don't be afraid to raise your hand if you're totally confused and wondering what this page is and how to even validate if you're on it, because a lot of people were lost. Is anybody, raise your hand. Let's see. Where do you raise your hand in here? Just let me see you visually. Raise your hand if you know that you are on this private Facebook page already. Raise your hand if you know that you're on it. Okay, so Laura.
I know Terry's been invited. Terry's definitely been invited. Here was my trouble. If I wasn't already Facebook friends with people, I couldn't go ahead and add them. Like if I was Facebook friends, I was easy. I already added them or invited them directly from mine, but there's a lot of people that I wasn't. So then a few of us reached out today and became Facebook friends. And so otherwise you're going to have to ask to be invited. So we can put up the picture of what it looks like again so that you can plug that into the search tool, or you can click on, it should work from clicking on that link I gave you.
Yeah. So,
but if not, Facebook request me, and it's Jennifer Taylor Bertram. If you look up on the Future Isogenics Facebook group messenger, you can look up members. And I went through several, but there's several that I couldn't go ahead and invite because we're not friends, and I didn't have enough time to go through each one of those because I just moved too, so we're trying to get mattresses. But anyway, so that's a key point. But message me or Melissa, and we can talk you through it if you're still having problems. But I just keep adding people all day long and awfully. So then you guys, once you're added, you can push add, and then they might have to be accepted. But I've accepted people all day long too. There are a few of you who are administrators, so that you can add yourself. And if you want to be one of them, then you just need to let me know. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, so guys.
One more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
One more thing. For any of you who are kind of new to this, I was new a year and a half ago. I'd never done. So creating like pictures or being able, you know how you can write on pictures or do whatever. There's an app that I really like, and maybe we could do an app share, Melissa, for free apps that people can get creative with things. I'm happy to share one of the ones I use regularly.
Yeah.
If you're interested in this, kind of helps you create how you're going to do your future posts and how you grow with how you're posting. Because when you create a brand, sometimes, which I'm all over the place because my brand's all over the place because my husband coaches in NFL. I'm a PT mother of 4, going nuts so crazy. I also run in wellness. So my brand, I'm kind of like a multi-eclectic kind of brand. And that's, I recruit multi-eclectically. But some people really focus their brand, like the color, like they do the color filter is the same in every single picture. You know what I'm saying? Their print color is the same in every single picture. So depending on how far you want to get into that brand, you can do so much else. The theme of this is fun, summer, water, whether it be beach, whether it be lake, whether it be whatever, but just fun and summer and connection and accountability.
Yeah, Jennifer, maybe if you have time on Sunday night, you may or may not, just spend a couple minutes just highlighting your favorite apps. That would be helpful for the larger team, I think. Dawn Turner is saying she would love to be an admin, by the way. And Maeva is saying she would love to learn more about the app share. And Maeva says she knows that she's not on the page. So here's the deal, guys. Watch for the next 24 hours to see if you're, and Laura's saying apps, please, too. So she wants to learn about the apps. Look over the next 24 hours. If you don't find yourself added to the page, reach out to Jennifer or I, and we will make sure you're added, because you can't add new people until you're added. The other thing to make sure you know is that when you invite people to join, they're not added to the page until they actually accept the invite. And the name of the page is Isabod Squad. What's the name of the page, Jennifer?
Isabod Squad, Let's Jump Into Summer 30-Day Challenge. We can re-put the picture because that's the picture you'll see when you find it, like on the Facebook group profile, what you're looking for. And it's like right now we have 174 members. So some of those little carryover because I kind of transitioned this a little bit from the group that I just did to make it more efficient for me. But yeah, I'm happy to add. It won't be that hard once you either Facebook friend request me or Melissa can add you. Just let one of the two of us know and we'll make that happen. And then once you start doing this, then it becomes, you know, how to code duplication purposes.
Yeah. So, I'm just making notes here to make sure I don't forget live on Friday. So I know we're at 9:30. So call to action, right? You guys are leaders and you guys are gunning for growing your business. And the first step with that is where we are in contribution and owning your story. And so, you know, like I said in the beginning, I think the biggest call to action tonight for the next week is to be sure to get into this page. I've already heard all of your beautiful stories about the products, and I want to hear either your written testimonies or your before and after, your written testimonies with a photo or a Facebook Live, 30-second story, authentically, that's yourself, on this new private page between now and Sunday, because this is going to be the meat and the potatoes of what feeds the channel of this group as we're dumping people in who are saying they're interested. So as we're recruiting and we're adding them to this 30-day challenge group, I want you to envision if you're a complete stranger and let's say Becky recruits you in and says, you know, I'm doing this challenge, I'd love for you to join me. And Becky folds you in and you jump into this Facebook page and the first thing you see is a feed full of people sharing their stories and how excited they are and what they love about the product and the company, whether their lives or their before and afters. It becomes intriguing, becomes inspirational, right? Let the admins and the leaders begin to fill the content as the challenge starts. But I'd love for you guys to contribute from day one with your stories. And it gives you an opportunity to get uncomfortable and do something again that maybe you've never done before and get to practice your story again. So that's my biggest call to action tonight. The second thing is be sure to, if you've got a business center, no matter how long you've been here, you've probably got inactive customers. If you have a business center, this is a great opportunity to reach out to people that you know, like loved the products and used them for a while and then maybe fell off. You know, anyone in your back office, it's worth sending them a message and being like, hey, I know at one point you really loved these products. Just wanted to let you know that we're doing this accountability thing. You can use your own verbiage, but I have found I have brought back some old customers this way and folded them in, and some of them even turned into growing a business once they're re-engaged and like dipped their toe into the culture. So certainly do that. Last but not least, next Wednesday night, we will not have an future executives call. I will be at the beach with my family. So we will not have a call next Wednesday night. I practice this once a year where I completely try to power down for the most part from an admin standpoint with Isogenics. The beauty of this business is I get to work it in the pockets of my time, anytime, anywhere, but it can also be a crutch because even when you're on vacation, you can work the business and like not put it down at all. So I'm going to try to practice what I preach over the next week when I go on vacation on Sunday and really try to kind of power down. I really want to thank Jennifer Bartram for really rising up and owning this. And I know she's going to lead the team on Sunday night when I'm on vacation at the beach, and she's going to go over she's going to go over a lot of good content with you guys. And it's good timing because she's a great leader. And I'm going to practice what I preach and step out for a little bit. I mean, I won't be completely out. You'll be able to reach me, but I'm not going to be running calls. So with that, guys, make sure you check. Make sure you're on this page. It's going to be a fun community over the next 30 days. Have fun with it. Be yourself. And that's it. Make sure you're reaching out to people and asking them to join the group. Any questions, comments as we wrap up tonight?
And if you come up with something later, message Melissa or me if it's regarding this. So I'm happy to help. Awesome. I work my Facebook Messenger in pockets of time.
Yep.
Hey, thank you, you guys, for the new people on the team. This 30 days can really catapult your team and your engagement and get people to just really join and take another look. So just keep the messages going. And thanks again for all your time and effort putting this together. We appreciate you guys.
Awesome. All right, guys. Have a good night.